You buy cocktail sauce? Well, how do I say this nicely?
You can't. There's no way you can say it nicely. Welcome to another episode of
Bitches in the Kitchen. I'm Janet.
I'm Chris, and today we are in the kitchen.
Back in the kitchen.
We're in the kitchen every week, but we're actually gonna be
doing kitchen stuff. Doing kitchen stuff.
We're gonna do kitchen stuff.
By the way, I just want you to know, and I want you all to know, that this hopefully will be the last episode that we are ever cooking in the kitchen without an apron.
We need aprons, you know, like cute little bitches aprons. One of the things that is so simple that most people don't do because of convenience, but one of the things that Janet and I do at home because it is simple, it's easy, and once you get... What the hell are you doing?
My eyes are burning like shit.
Okay, well, time out while we wait on Janet.
Why can't my eyes have sauce?
One of the things that Janet and I do is we make our own sauce for the most part. From scratch. People are really either one, intimidated, or two, just to be frank, it's way easier to grab a jar off the shelf. I challenge you the next time you go and grab something off the shelf, if the number 1, 2, or 3 ingredients is not sugar, dextrose, fructose, corn syrup, etc., I'd be shocked. So that's one of the biggest reasons why we don't. It really is very easy to make your own, and 99.99% of the time you're gonna have all the stuff anyway because you use it for other stuff in your house. So Janet's gonna make cocktail sauce, I'm gonna make barbecue sauce. It looks like a lot, but I promise you it really isn't. I didn't have any tomato sauce in my house. I have tomato paste, which you use a little bit of tomato paste, but I didn't have any tomato sauce. All I had was tomatoes. So before you all arrived here on set,
including me,
including Janet, I got the grater out. I took 4 tomatoes. I grated them, which you slice them in half and just use them on a grater. Simple, it took like 2 minutes. And this is what I ended up with. So this is a version basically of tomato sauce.
We should probably have a beverage first. This to me doesn't remind me of a wine. I was thinking beer.
I can do beer. We're making barbecue sauce for God's sake.
Exactly.
I'm going to zoom a little bit of olive oil, some fresh basil that I happen to have from my basil plant, and a little bit of tomato paste and some garlic. Throw a little bit of this in here with it.
I'm simply going to pour a beer.
And then Janet's just making beer.
Today we are drinking a blonde something German.
Yes, that is definitely
Belgium.
That looks
Belgian
German.
Blonde.
When you end up liking good bourbon, you also like good beer.
That's weird.
Do we need to add bourbon?
Probably.
Oh, good. And tomato
Smells
sauce.
delicious, actually.
Pour some sauce in there while I find some bourbon to drink.
I do?
Yeah, pour some
you
in there.
should taste it.
No, I trust you.
How much? All of it?
Yeah, I guess half. That's good.
There.
We're gonna zoom this up real quick. There we go.
Taste the damn beer. Oh, look at the color.
Yeah.
It looks like, you know what that looks like? The tomato soup that they used to serve me in the cafeteria when I was a child.
Ooh, that's very Germanish.
On Fridays, and it was tomato soup and grilled cheese.
I love tomato soup and grilled cheese.
I know, but like that was a weird thing.
Tomato soup and grilled cheese?
I did eat it as a child in the cafeteria. It was the only day that my mother let me buy lunch.
Of course.
I don't know why either. That's a lot. We better go get another beer. Here, let's see if it even helped.
It needs to help because that's not good beer at all.
It's kind of like the German Budweiser. It's kind of weird.
Oh, that helped.
To my clients that I will see later on today, I apologize
in advance. So I don't. I don't measure.
Going back.
I don't measure a whole lot. This is probably going to be way more sauce than I need.
Well, it's okay. You can give some to me.
So I'm going to add a little more tomato paste.
See, I want to do this all in a food processor.
Well,
or like my Vitamix or something, and just like pour it all in.
I'm going to add a little bit of Frank's, just a little.
Okay, so barbecue sauce. I mean, there's Tennessee, there's Kentucky, there's Georgia. So some have high vinegar, some are sweeter, some are green, some are beige, some are red, some are brown.
Right.
So pick the direction that you want to go. Savory, sweet, it doesn't have to be the exact region. Am I correct in saying like this is a very forgiving kind of a sauce?
Oh yes. You can't really screw it up.
You really can't.
So I don't measure, as you can see. But I've added in a little bit of ground paprika, One of the things is smoked paprika. Adds a really good flavor. I use a little bit of Worcestershire, not a lot. Liquid smoke. And I'm also using bourbon smoked sea salt in this one. Onion powder.
I think I would cook onions and throw them in the zhum zhum. And
I would
be a thickener.
I would have. I use a little bit of chili powder. All right. The other thing that almost all barbecue sauce has, believe it or not, is vinegar. Apple cider vinegar.
Can it be any other vinegar?
It could be. This is going to
apple
be.
cider vinegar gives a little sweet layer to it, I would imagine.
Well, yes, it just helps blend the flavors. And then I add.
I know that this is my favorite tool in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, I use agave.
I love a wire whisk.
Some agave. It's going to add a little bit more.
And the jury is out on agave, but we're going to use it anyway. You could use honey.
I've used honey in the past. I had this morning, so I'm using that.
I wonder if you could use like coconut sugar.
You can. Of course, you can.
That would make it weird tasting.
I use a little bit of molasses as well, believe it or not. I use a little bit of molasses.
A little bit? Holy shit balls.
Holy shit balls.
That's a lot.
I need a little bit more, what?
Smoke.
Oh, heavy garlic.
What does it need?
Needs a little more paste.
Because of consistency?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because it doesn't need any more tomato.
No.
It needs more savory.
A little more hot.
Where are your crushed red peppers? Which is
I haven't got those out yet. That was my last.
That is like your go-to.
I do love crushed red pepper.
What is that?
It's Worcestershire.
The Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
So as you can see, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Taste as you go. What is your fancy? I personally think this is just underspiced. I think if we just ramped up all the spices and let it kind of sit.
Now in all fairness, this hasn't been cooked. So
you have to cook this?
I cook it down.
Oh, well that would make all the difference in the world.
I cook it down. I do love chipotle.
Oh,
better?
Oh, so much better.
Oh yeah.
Don't be afraid of seasonings and spices.
I'm going to pour this in a pan and I simmer it for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Are you asleep yet?
Yeah. I'm going to give a shameless plug that you can also turn this into a wing sauce really easy too.
So cocktail sauce is shameless.
Yeah.
Shamelessly easy. And so while I should never say anything judgmental, I'm going to. How do I say this nicely?
You can't. There's no way you can say it nicely.
2 ingredients. Okay? 2. And then you have cocktail sauce. 2 primary ingredients. Ketchup and horseradish. So this is an organic ketchup. I don't know whether to stir it upside down or this side. But this one also says real ketchup sweetened only with honey. No high fructose corn syrup. They were talking my language. For the sake of being efficient in my kitchen, I'm going to use the one that's already been opened. I have a big bag of shrimp in the freezer. I'm going to have to open this because I don't want to mess with that. Okay.
Shrimp is a really easy appetizer.
Straight up horsey. This much-ish.
Buy shrimp when it's on sale, throw it in the freezer. And when you've got friends coming over, you can throw out a plate of shrimp in no time.
This is it. Ketchup, horseradish. So let's just add a little bit of... You could add mayonnaise, which I wouldn't recommend, but... Sorry. We'll wash that shit.
Because this can be a little overwhelming to people if they're not used to cooking or if you cook by recipe. But this is 2 ingredients and you just adjust accordingly. All right, barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Barbecue's been simmering. Smell that. Tell me your thoughts on the smell.
That could be a vaporizer. You are so letting me.
Got some BBQ today.
You are so letting me.
Got some BBQ today. Home. Can you buy that stuff on the shelf? Sure, of course. And if you have to buy it on the shelf, just read the label.
If you're going to a party of your best friends, you make this. If you're going to a party that somebody has asked you to go to and you have no idea who the people are and you don't give a shit who they are,
just buy
then you go buy a jar. Wasn't that awful?
That was awful. There are so many things that you can make on your own that are so simple. I'm gonna go have lunch with Janet now.
Here. Have a great day. Go make something really delicious.
Do something beautiful.
our beautiful Boomerette B.
Say that fast 3 times.
I know, right?
Or with a beer. A Boomerette beer. Bourbon,
beautiful.
Everything we like starts with a B.
B.
Bourbon, beer, boomerettes, bitches. Oh my God. B is our letter.